Good morning, everybody. Welcome to today's Reading the Red, Monday. A wonderful sunny day today. September's sun is so special. Matthew chapter 12, and we're looking today at verse 42. Jesus continues, "The Queen of the South will rise up with this generation at the judgment and will condemn it, because she came from the ends of the earth to hear the wisdom of Solomon, and behold, something greater than Solomon is here." So the Queen of the South is the Queen of Sheba, and she heard of Solomon's great wisdom, and she travelled so far in order to obtain from Solomon what Solomon had to give by way of revelation and wisdom at that time. And when she came, she was so impressed with him. And she even said something like, "The news about you doesn't half declare the amazing wisdom that you possess." So she wasn't just impressed, but she was more impressed than she could ever imagine at the great wisdom that Solomon had. And Jesus chooses to use an example like this Queen of Sheba to demonstrate the reality of something that was happening here with these disciples, these Pharisees and Sadducees on this occasion. And he says these words, he says, "Something greater than Solomon is here." Now, the Queen of Sheba, she was incredibly amazed by the wisdom of Solomon, but Jesus is saying something greater than Solomon is here. And brothers and sisters, we need to realize that when Jesus came, he came as the fulfillment of the glory of God's purposes. It was always God's planned intention to bring Jesus into the world, to bring about a solution to the problem with regards to the separation of man and God. When man disobeyed God and walked according to the will and purpose of his own identity, having taken from the tree of knowledge of good and evil and chose to reject the tree of life and become, as it were, independent of God. God's plan was always to reconnect man to God through Jesus. And Jesus is saying to these guys today, he's saying that something greater than Solomon is here. And what could be greater than the wisdom that was beyond wisdom at that time? Jesus is greater than Solomon's wisdom. Now, why is Jesus greater? Well, because Jesus is God the Son. He is the Messiah. He is the one who was there in the beginning with God, who created all things. When God said in the beginning, God said, "Let us." Well, Jesus was part of the us reality of that new beginning. And Jesus is that part of reality of God come to the earth to save us from the judgment to come. Something greater than Solomon is here. If we miss this opportunity to see who Jesus is, when Peter turned up and said, Jesus said to him, "Who do people say that I am?" Peter turned up and said, "You are the Messiah, the Christ, the Son of the living God." Peter got it. He realized that Jesus was God's provision for salvation. You are the Messiah. And we need to see that Jesus is the Messiah. He come to save sinners from a judgment to come. Will you allow Jesus to save you, not just from hell, but from all the things that have led life in a very dark way for you? Jesus has come to bring light back into your life. Bless this Monday in Jesus' name. Have a great day.